This is Kuan Yu Invest. Today I'll be talking about Google stock. So Google stock has been on a straight line downwards ever since it went to all-time highs before earnings. So there are a few bear theses when it comes to Google. So the first one, the most prominent one, is that Google search is dying. So everyone is saying that ChatGPT is going to take over Google's lunch. But if you think about it, are you searching for a restaurant on ChatGPT or are you searching it on Google? ChatGPT is more for research purposes, whereas Google is more for your everyday use and all that. Next bad thesis is that you have your Meta, you have Amazon, you have all your different other engines as well. LLMs will be commoditized one day. So all your ChatGPT, your Grok, your Anthropic and all that, it will all be commoditized one day. It is the distributors of these LLMs that will be the winner. And when it comes to distribution, Google has one of the biggest distribution platforms on the earth. So if you just look at the bigger picture, right, the sentiment is basically just following the price. So we saw this last year as well when it was at around $150. Everyone was saying that ChatGPT was dying, ChatGPT was taking over Google's market share, ChatGPT is replacing Google. And then what happened? Sundar introduced a new quantum chip and then suddenly Google is an AI company again. So we are seeing the exact same thing again where the sentiment follows the price. 3 weeks ago, no one was talking about how Google's mode is declining, and then now suddenly everyone is talking about it again. So if you're a long-term investor, if you think that Google can continue growing all the different other revenue streams and just treat search like it is stagnating, it is still a quality company to invest in right now. So if you take out Google search, you still have other businesses like your Google Cloud platform, you have your YouTube as well, and then Google Networks is declining, but let's just lump it with Google search as well. So if you just look at Google YouTube as well as Google Cloud, those two segments they are very fast growing. And so if you just value them by parts, meaning to say you value YouTube by part, you value Google Cloud individually as well, Google is not a stock that is worth at 22 PE. So if you look at the possible tailwinds for Google, you have a few things. So number one, if you have agentic AI in the future, Google will have the biggest platform in the world to distribute that. Number two, Google is the biggest source of data in this world. It has one of the biggest platforms, your google.com, and all your different other platforms as well. So next time when data becomes king, Google will become one of the front runners for it. Last but not least, you have your Google Cloud business that's growing at 30% in revenue every single year. If it can sustain this for a few years or so and gain more market share on top of Azure as well as AWS, you could easily see Google Cloud making up 20% of the Google's total revenue. And that is extremely bullish for the company if your thesis is on Google search becoming less prominent in the entire Google business. I think if you just block out all the noise, Google is a Mac 7 company trading at a 22 PE now, less than a 24 PE. That is just incredibly cheap for a company like this. And just imagine a world where there is no more Google. Is it going to be different from today's world? I think it will be. Imagine one day when you wake up and know YouTube. Imagine one day if you wake up and know Google.com. You feel like as if the entire world is collapsing already. So Google is deeply entrenched into every one of our lives, and it is a quality stock with a lot of bad sentiments behind it right now. So if you're buying Google today, you can easily expect a 13% CAGR at this price. I think it is a good entry point right now.